If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please remember to hit that like button and of course subscribe for more content. And if you need any coins for Ultimate Team to get a head start on the game, head to the link in the description. Use the code TVM for a discount at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to take a look at some of the best super subs in and around, I say in and around 100k. They're probably going to be less than 100k, but I think 100,000 coins is going to be the max because you don't really want to be spending that much money on a sub. And saying that, a lot of people might not have 100,000 coins to spend on a sub. Maybe you're going to be watching this thinking, I'm going to play whoever he suggests as my starting 11 because let's just face it, not everyone plays as much FIFA as sad people like me. The first player we're going to talk about today, I do actually have him in the club. And he was part of the first 11 setup for quite a while. We are talking about Lucas MOURA. Now, with a hunter on him, you can see that I've played 64 games competitively. He's got 63 goal contributions. That's not bad considering I would say maybe 30 to 40 of those games are off the bench. He played, I think, 1 and a bit weekends for me before we upgraded. Because we packed Mbappe, so obviously I couldn't fit him in anymore. I needed the Ken to Mbappe, but can I put him in position? Would he then? Nope, makes it worse. Fantastic. So anyway, 95 acceleration and 89 sprint speed. Obviously, when he comes on, to be fair, when he comes on, he should be on 5 chem anyway, because when players are subbed on, is my understanding that they're on 5 chem. I'm pretty sure, maybe. But either way, we've got really good acceleration and sprint speed. That is the selling point of this card. His dribbling as well, with the agility and the balance, he feels very, very fast. I tend to bring him on when, obviously, I'm losing. But also because I play Diogo Jota as my right wing. Now, the reason for that is because we have a first owner Diogo Jota style road to glory, where the goal is to try and get him to play as many games as possible throughout the entire series. So I start him right now. There is going to become a point where he's not good enough to start, so that's when not someone like Lucas will start ahead of him, but Lucas will obviously still remain on the bench. He comes on, he scores very important goals for me, and obviously, as you can see here, he does score his fair share. When do I bring him on? Sometimes at half-time, if Diogo Jota is really struggling, but more often than not, in and around the 60th, maybe the 70th, if I'm thinking this game's going to extra time. Although I'm never thinking about extra time, because I'm always thinking my opponent's going to score beforehand, but you never know. You do have to prepare for these things. Next player is, it's quite a self-explanatory one. I would imagine that most people either have him in their starting 11 or at least have him somewhere near the team by now. I have no idea how much he's worth. Should we have a look to see how much he's worth right now? He's going, that is a cheap super sub. He is around 5,000, 6,000 coins. That is not bad at all. As you can see, 15 goals in 14 games, 8 assists. It's all rivals. I don't think he's played once in champs. 4-star skills is nice. The weak foot does let him down, but it's not that big a deal this year. And high-low work rates. The high-low work rates are very underrated. Not on ADAMA, just in general on any player. His reactions and his finishing, terrible. Does it make a blind bit of difference? Absolutely not. He can finish as well as anybody else. I don't understand it myself, but he scores. Well, look at that. He scores his fair share of goals, right? There's not really anything wrong with his finishing, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. I'm sure if you played him as a striker and you played him consistently, you'd start to feel the difference, but that pace, the strength, and that dribbling ability is the pure reason why I'd bring him on. And that would be, in my opinion, one of those last-ditch, 60, 70 minutes, you're losing 2-0, you just need something. Bring him on, play a little bit wider, knock it over the top to him, let him run down that line, use your fullbacks to get the ball into him as well, and he is going to cause some damage. Now, again, it's another Prem player. Most of my subs seem to be Prem players. I don't really know why. And apparently I forgot to spell his name. Is it because I need to write Saint? This game is horrendous. There we go. Allan Saint Maximin. Now, I don't have Allan Saint Maximin, so we're going to have to do the... we're going to have to do concept. Now, the reason I don't have him, but I'm suggesting him as a sub, is because I use him in a co-op team. So my co-op partner actually has him. He is very good. Now, he's better if you like the skills. High-low work rates, again, very understated. He's always on the shoulder of the last defender. What I mean by that is, if you're looking to play the ball forward, he's borderline offside every single time you want to play the ball to him, which is a good thing because it means that he's just trying to get in behind constantly, which gives you an outlet. Every single time you're looking to play the ball forward, he is the furthest man forward. And of course, if you like skills, you've got 5 stars in him. He's very, very quick. His dribbling, like ADAMA, is very good. The difference between Maximin and ADAMA is that Maximin has really good skills and a weak foot, but also he has the agility. ADAMA has the strength and sort of just brute force. Maximin has that agility and ability to beat people with skills as well as with pace, which is really good. Again, his finishing is low, but I wouldn't worry too much about it because, again, like ADAMA, seems to score his fair share. Let's move on to a player who isn't actually from the Premier League. Would you believe it? I do have players outside of the Premier League. Now, I don't know how much Ousmane Dembele actually costs these days. So about 30,000 coins we're looking at here. Now, he is, again, used as a super sub right now. As you can see, he doesn't have a great deal of goals and assists. I think he's a good player, and he's very useful. He can literally play anywhere across the front because of that 5-star weak foot and, of course, 5-star skills. But he doesn't get that many goals for me personally. I think it's because when I bring him on, I use him as more of a, not a keep ball, because obviously he doesn't have the strength to be able to just hold it in a corner. But you know what I mean? He has such great dribbling, ball control in general, and the 5-star skills. He's very quick, and he has that mobility that it allows me to play the ball to him, and I know that he's going to be able to keep hold of it because his dribbling is that good. We can do some R1 dribbling, or we can do some skill moves to get ourselves out of some tricky situations, and I bring him on when I need to retain the ball a little bit, and I'm not necessarily looking for a goal. That obviously isn't how most people would play him. Most people would bring him on if they were desperate for a goal, and that makes sense, but I bring him on if I want a little bit of injection of pace up front because either Di Maria or Diogo Jota are tired, and someone who can score a goal, but more often than not is going to be brought on just to be able to keep hold of the ball up front. Very, very good player. I think our most expensive player so far. Our next player is one that may be... I mean, you know about him from last FIFA, and you may already have him in your team. This guy is cheap. He is currently going for about 15,000 coins. That is cheap. Why is it cheap? Look at the state of those stats. The pace is outrageous. He's got 86 shot power, 83 finishing, decent positioning, as well as long shots, which is just really nice. The curve is good, as well as the free kicks, if you do decide to take them. Unfortunately, the dribbling does leave a little bit to be desired, and that's why the finisher is on him. He's quick enough, so I thought I'd improve his finishing, and I'd improve his dribbling as well. And that obviously goes up. The composure is just about good enough. The agility and the balance are great. The stamina is really good. It's just a great card. 3-star skills is unfortunate. The high defensive work rate is also unfortunate. And again, off the bench, 8 goals, 6 assists in 49 games. Is that good? Absolutely not. That is not very good at all. You'd expect maybe half the goal contributions to games. So maybe you'd expect 20 to 25 goal contributions. But the goals he's scored are very important, and the assists that he have are very important as well. Sometimes he gets on in rivals and he doesn't really do an awful lot, but when he gets on in champs, that pace is, I mean, it's invaluable. He is so good at getting in behind, and I can rely on him as well in front of goal. And for 15,000 coins, I am very happy with him. Moving on to more of a defense-minded player, because not everyone has to bring on an attacker, and I don't. I replace Renato Sanchez with ALLAN quite frequently now. I packed him last week. I haven't played that many games with him. 9 games. So he's played 9 games of champs. He's played quite a few friendly games, but 9 games of champs. High defensive work rate, 4-star skills, which is nice. Probably would have been better to have the 4-star weak foot than the skills as a CDM. But again, with a catalyst on him, because I just wanted that pace. I think his defending is good enough for what I want. His passing, to be fair, isn't that bad at all, but I needed that pace boost. Couldn't really justify a shadow, so I went with a catalyst because it's the cheaper of the two, and it gets the job done. So he feels quite quick, not super fast, because obviously his sprint speed is still only, just shy of 80. but he is capable of running. He does have some legs. And then, of course, his short passing and his vision are quite good with that catalyst. I like him. And he comes on for Renato Sanchez, does a job for me in the middle, and I think that's probably going to be the case for the foreseeable. Now, Renato Sanchez is in there for chem in my team, and I would like to replace him soon. Hopefully, when icons drop in the next week or so, we can get a decent one into the team then. And I think Allan will still be the guy to replace the icon if he needs to come off. But Renato Sanchez is good, not good enough for the entire game. I prefer Allan, but I can't get him in there on full chem. Anyway, our final player, unfortunately, we are going back to the Prem. Now, I don't have many, if any, games with Rodrigo on this account, even though I've put a hunter on him. Yeah, he's got 5 games. I mean, to be fair, he does have 2 goals, 2 assists, but that's off the bench. I don't start him ever. I've started him in friendlies, but obviously that record doesn't count. That was in Rivals. I've played a lot of games with him, again, in co-op, as my co-op partner used him for quite a while, actually, maybe 2 weeks solid of Rivals, and he actually used him in Champs, but obviously when we played co-op, I used him in Rivals. He is a very, very good player with a broken weak foot. He's left-footed, but don't shoot with the left foot. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Shoot with the right foot. You will score every time. I don't understand why his right foot is broken. It's almost like he has a 5-star weak foot. Anyway, good pace. Not great in the way of strength or anything. What is he? He's 6 foot, so he does feel relatively strong. His dribbling and his ball control are a little bit better, in my opinion, than what it says there on the tin. He's able to keep the ball quite well. His finishing is very good. Like I said, in particular on the weak foot, if you give him a hunter, he's going to feel very, very fast. He's going to have very good finishing. He's just one of those cards that even though he's only 82 rated, and right now I would imagine he's super cheap. Yeah, he's down there in like the 3-4k mark, which is just crazy for this card because it is that good. You can still use it today. You can still score goals. Honestly, would still say that it's worthy of a weekend league place unless you have someone like Mbappe, Ronaldo, Neymar, etc. Still a very, very good card. And off the bench, lethal. There are definitely more players that I'm suggesting here. These are my favourite super subs. Now, I know that Allan Saint-Maximin isn't actually in the team and therefore I never bring him on because I don't own him. But when I'm in co-op, he does come off the bench quite a lot. There are a couple of other players I could have mentioned here, but we could save them for another video because they are slightly better than these and they are probably a little bit more expensive. But I think the most expensive player we have here is around 30k, and that's Dembele. If you want to see another episode of the best super subs in FIFA, maybe your guys' suggestions this time from the comments, then feel free to let me know by hitting the like button and obviously by dropping a comment. If you have enjoyed it, then you can do those good things for me. You can also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. And until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.